I might have had that too loud, but you get what you get, right? Welcome back to another episode of Lorebound Legends. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. I am joined today, as always, with Kaylin. Kaylin, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing good. It's my birthday this, past week when this comes out. And yeah, had a lot of good food, some good company.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy late birthday to producer and host Kaylin.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're the producer. I do clips.
Yeah, but you produced the videos for the other show.
That's fair.
I refer to you as producer Kaylin so often.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
No, how are you? How are you?
Okay. All right. I am good. It's been a good week. We went out for a really nice birthday kind of dinner celebration thing. It was really good. We went for Japanese, I think it's teppanyaki. Is that what it is? I probably butchered it.
Teppen? Is it teppen?
Whatever.
I don't know.
It was the big they cook at the steakhouse kind of thing. Shout
out to Omo.
Yeah, it was a pretty phenomenal restaurant. It was really good service, everything. So I would have them as a sponsor. They're phenomenal food.
I would have them as a sponsor. We had so many fun rolls. Just quickly, what you liked the lobster roll the best?
Yeah, well we're both big sushi people, right?
Yeah.
So.
And I got a dragon roll, and they made it. There was fire in the middle of the bowl, and they're like, "Careful, there's fire." It's like, okay, thank you for the warning. I would have been like, "Ooh,
what is this?" Yeah, you would have touched it immediately.
On the outside of the bowl, they made it look like a little silly dragon, and it was just awesome. Yeah,
big fan of it.
Yeah,
it was it was a nice time and stuff. And then we did a lot of organizing the last little bit, which was good. We're still working on the studio, getting some of the aesthetics up. We'll put up some more probably selfies again too. So. But yeah, thanks to everyone who's come out and checked it out so far. It's been a lot of fun doing the lore episodes. We're still on that once every 2 week schedule, adjacent, give or take.
We are.
Yeah.
This might be our first where we've actually hit the 2 weeks.
That's fun though.
Between, but we're figuring it out.
Yeah, we're professionals.
Yeah.
So today we're talking the very end of the Greensleeves trilogy. The final book is Final Sacrifice.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, so the TLDR of the last episode, I'm going to let you go. What do you remember from the last episode?
Greensleeves met Cheney, and Cheney was crazy and lived in a cave, and Garth then was there and he was mad because he thought that Greensleeves and Gull kidnapped Noreen and his kid, and then everyone forgot about baby boy Hammond, and he was kidnapped for a very long time, and Noreen had an affair with Gull, and Lily was sad because she felt worthless. And I don't remember any of the action pieces apparently. I just remember the drama.
The stone brain.
The stone brain.
You're wearing the stone brain? Kaylin's got the stone brain on right now.
Yeah.
That was so they became connected with it. They want to add Towser to the army of wizards that want to take out.
Right.
Because again, at the end of the day, Greensleeves is kind of being a jerk, right?
But didn't Greensleeves also put on the stone brain? And again, we were she couldn't,
How would she not know?
Yeah, because they all had telepathy if you've used it.
Yeah,
you can
they're all
connect with others
connected.
who've had it. But she isn't.
If you become unsilly brained.
Yeah.
Which I have. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
But yeah, no, so it ended basically, Cheney died at the very end.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, the life force was absorbed.
Right.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
I'll let you take us away with our blurb here.
Okay. So, from the frozen mountains to an ocean-drowned forest, from war-torn battlefields to the glowing crypts of Latnam, the Archdruid Greensleeves traveled with her ragged troops, searching for spells to defeat an army of angry wizards and end their reign of terror. It sounds like, honestly, if there's a group of wizards teaming up against you, you are probably the threat.
You might be the problem.
You might be the problem.
That's how I play Magic and stuff. It's everyone's trying to come at me to end my reign of terror, but
they can't.
Yeah. I'm too terrifying.
Yeah, wrecked. Yeah, if everyone around you is having a problem with you, or you have a problem with everyone, maybe the one common denominator is you.
Yeah.
But anyway, while Greensleeves uncovers ancient mysteries, Gull, why is it calling him the woodcutter now? Did he just start chopping down trees?
No, he was a woodcutter. Remember, that's how they initially described him, a woodcutter with a bump knee. They were hating on him from
right. Oh, I forgot that.
From the beginning, they were hating on him.
No wonder he's they were also he's bad as a general. He has his army sucks. He can't catch a break.
Yeah. Hey, this prostitute's gonna trade in the army way better than you ever could.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, wait, that was
No, it was
Lily.
Noreen.
Yeah,
But
I'm technically also still that from the caste system of Benalia, as we
Yeah,
learned.
exactly.
We're getting there. We're piecing it all
we're
together.
figuring it out. So Gull the Woodcutter, he fights a fierce battle with a Keldan warlord who holds the key to an awful secret from the past. Bum, bum, bum.
What's the secret? I want to know.
Tell me the secrets.
I'm not much of a fan of not knowing secrets. It probably makes it frustrating
It is.
for things. Yeah, like for,
It is.
I know, like for gifts and stuff, it's definitely a problem.
Every time I want to surprise you with anything, I'm like, ooh, I have a surprise for you. And you're like, what is it? And I'm like, no, it's a surprise. And you're like, tell me. I don't like surprises. I love a good surprise.
I'd just like to know. I like spoilers.
I like to be, yeah, you always watch, we'll be like watching a show we've never seen. And you're like, oh, like I looked at the end. And it's like, what? Like you looked at the spoilers for the synopsis. No, it's so bad. Be surprised with me.
I was surprised when I read them. It says, with each fight, Greensleeves, Gull, and their outnumbered army realize that only one last desperate spell can save them. But to unleash it, Greensleeves must be willing to make the final sacrifice.
That's the name of the book.
That's the name of the book. So please take
I guess we didn't even say when this book came out, and it's still by Clayton Emery. But
yeah. So 95. Again, March 23rd, 1995. Almost
about
the
to
book's
say.
anniversary.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. That book's older than you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so young.
Bomb, bomb, bomb.
What was I born? 2006?
That's funny. The novel starts 3 years after Shattered Chains. So during this time, Gull and Greensleeves' army had grown into a formidable force and has liberated almost all of northern Aerona from evil wizards. However, all the fighting and death have taken their toll on Greensleeves.
Yeah, I bet.
The druid just wants some peace. In the company of her lover, Quam.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Who? Since when?
Yeah, and her brother, who has married Lily and is the father of 2 daughters. Wow, this was a busy 2 years.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
He's not even important. Quam doesn't even matter.
I'm just saying, they did say that she was like dull-witted. Like, do you have to get like a consent form to
Oh my
for
gosh.
this marriage?
She was dim-witted
Only
in the
woods?
forest. Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't take her to the woods for the wedding.
That's fair.
Yeah. He sees another side of her. She like heard her, and he's like,
I also forgot the Lily part where they just they only find her name out at the end after.
right.
Yeah.
Which was what? We don't even care
Tabitha?
enough.
I don't know, something with a
It
T.
was something weird.
Let me see what her real name is.
It was a bad name.
Even the wiki page of it doesn't even give her name. So
That's so mean.
yeah,
They just don't. They're just like, whatever. Screw you.
listen. It's not important. You don't get a name.
Yeah. Let's
Right.
say it's like Turgle or something. They were just like, that name's
don't-
ugly.
Did you say Turtle?
Turgle.
Okay, fair. My daughter Turtle. What, do you hate her?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, what?
Yeah.
She wasn't a boy. Were you gonna name her that? Him that too?
The druid is supposed to regularly summon the wizards they defeated and tagged with the stone brain, but she's often too tired to do that. I get that. Me with dishes.
Yeah.
You get it? You understand? Yeah. Greensleeves is also frequently visited by the Shade of Cheney, so she's haunted,
Oh.
who advises the druid in encrypted words that she'll need to make the final sacrifice.
Why would? Oh, so spooky.
Hey, it's just I'm really tired. I just said that, like, you must make the final sacrifice, Greensleeves.
She's like, am I going crazy?
Yeah. Hey, it's pretty late right now.
Yeah. Could you come back later? Ooh. She's telepathically sending out this like cryptic message, and they're just like, what is going on? They all think they're like schizophrenic at this point.
The walls are talking.
Yeah.
You get it? Take us away.
I feel like if someone talked about a final sacrifice to me, like, and I was just hearing that, I'd be like,
You must make the final
what
sacrifice. There's bugs
what?
in the wall.
Yeah, exactly. There's plastics in my skin.
Yeah, plastic's in my blood. The bugs are under your skin. Take
Oh
it
my
off.
gosh.
It's the final sacrifice.
Oh
It's the
my-
only way, Greensleeves. It's the only way.
No. Okay. Meanwhile, 9 of the defeated wizards, which have been tagged by the Stone Brain. That's a lot.
She's silly. She's silly braining a lot of these
She's
people.
celebrating a lot of these people, but they all then can like talk to each other. So it's not the smartest move. But they are summoned by Towser. Oh, sorry.
My brain's silly, but my friendship's strong.
Maybe the silliness was the friendships we made along the way.
Yeah, you get it.
So those who have been tagged by the Stone Brain, 9 guys, 9 wizards, they're summoned by Towser and Carly to the tropical island earlier seen in Whispering Woods. Ah, yes, the paradise among men that you can never escape from. Towser and Carly did touch the stone brain, but they weren't enslaved by it. Well, that's lucky. Towers reveals that he has stolen Greensleeve's Nova Pentacle and copied it.
Proxies. Let's go.
And he gives a copy of the pentacle to every wizard. In
Proxies.
this, they're just handing out. He's like,
Yeah.
I printed these off for you. In this way, the wizards won't be summoned away by Greensleeves. Hey, that's pretty nice.
What is this Nova Pentacle?
We talked. That was the thing that Lily. She was scared she was going to get dim-witted again when they went to like Phyrexia. Where did they go? What's it called?
Phyrexia?
Yes, Phyrexia. Thank you. So this is what Greensleeves was given, so she didn't go. She was scared she was going to go dim-witted again or whatever. And then, as you remember, Lily got a dingus egg.
Oh yeah,
That is the true main character.
true. Yeah, you've really liked the word dingus all week.
I use that word already, so it's like dingus egg. It's like, that's just silly. There's just a silly little guy in there. I know it.
Yeah, so they can't be summoned away. Towser also shows the other wizards his last creature, a huge Keldon warlord.
Oh, that thing is dope.
Yeah. I can't figure out how to get my pop-up screen. Let me see if this is working. I don't think it was working here.
I'll vamp.
Yeah. I still don't think you know what vamping means.
Is it not? Ska?
No, that's my recording screen. All right, well, we'll figure that one out later.
Look, just imagine a very big Viking guy.
Yeah, you guys will get
Barbarian. You understand.
Look up Keldon Warlord.
Yeah. Do it. Towser shows the wizard his creature, the Keldon Warlord, and then the Keldon Warlord seems to incite a mad frenzy in the people around him, and has also taken a personal grudge against Gull. All right, what did Gull do? What did Gull do? Just in defense of Gull.
Yeah, this dude's pretty yoked. What did Gull do wrong?
Oh my goodness, he's got like muscles on his muscles.
Am I right?
That's crazy. But yeah, like, has he ever met Gull? What did Gull do? Gull was like, "You have a bum knee," and he was like, he took that as a personal offense.
Yeah, and I just wouldn't let that slide.
Yeah, that is not okay.
Yeah, you keep reading for a sec here.
Okay.
Oh,
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now you keep reading for a sec.
Okay.
You know what? I'll do that later.
Yeah, that's okay. If anything, we can post a picture.
We get it. You guys we'll figure it out. We're working. It's a work in progress.
Big buff guy. Like those like ads that you see where the guys have muscles that are way too big that they're scary.
Yeah, like me. That's basically.
Yeah. That's like me too. I can't, if I flex, I don't want to scare people. So.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Yeah. Back at the headquarters of Greensleeves in the Whispering Woods, the Druids, why would she put her headquarters in the Whispering Woods? The place where she's stupid.
The place where she's the most crazy?
Yeah, the place where she dumb.
Crazy? I was crazy once.
I've heard this. I don't know this reference.
Anyways, carry on.
Anyway, the Druids are just trying to summon the wizards when she realizes she's unable to do it. Bum, bum, bum. Immediately, the wizards attack the woods from 3 different directions, and Greensleeves tries her best to help out on every front, but the casualties are heavy. Petalia, captain of her bodyguards, boof, that sucks, is lost in the abyss when the druid banishes the elemental Urdrago. That's, yep. In another part of the words, Gull is confronted by the Keldon Warlord. Uh-oh. They got a grudge.
Let me see who this Petalia is first. No, just again,
That's
second
fair.
character.
Oh, yeah, just a side character.
These people don't get any exposition at all.
Yeah. Maybe they're in the book for like a second and they're like, Battalia, you're one of my best friends. And then that's it, but not much going on in the book.
Urdrago was a legendary elemental of Dominaria. The horrible creature concealed its face behind a mask, curved steel mask. Its hands and feet were said to end in scorpion-like pincers, and it needed to neither breathe nor eat, only kill.
What the heck? This thing's horrible.
It's covered in living rock.
What? This guy is the scariest one. Sorry, I'm like, scorpions are horrifying. I'm not a big fan of, they're like spiders, but with extra flair, and I don't like either, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's frightening.
I don't blame them for banishing that elemental.
Yeah. I would also be like,
get
the
scorpion nightmare beast out of my house.
Yeah, thank you. I think we have to go up. Yes, thank you. Another part of the woods, Gull is confronted by the Keldon Warlord. Before the enemy can kill the woodcutter, Greensleeves teleports herself, Gull, and the survivors of their army to their headquarters. All right, so she saved some people.
Yep.
Which is good. However,
seems like that would be the first option. You get
Yeah.
ambushed, you just teleport everyone away and
Yeah, why are you trying to fight them?
wreck that plan
Yeah.
altogether.
Yeah.
I like to use my escape plan only after half my friends are dead.
Yeah. Then I'm like, all right, what they did was in vain. Cool. Let's let's get everyone else out of here.
Yep.
However, even the center of the woods has been ravaged by the attackers. Okay, so what is it saying that like they brought themselves further into the woods?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's not good. After seeing one of the wizards, Gurius, kill another of her bodyguards, Greensleeves unleashes her fury, killing him and summoning her most powerful spells, which cause the enemy to flee. You only bring out your most powerful spells after people are dead?
After people are dead, and then you've ran away because they are dead, and then they're like, well, they weren't dead enough to use that just quite yet.
Yeah. Oh, I saw other people nearly die.
All
but
right,
my
you only
brother-
get one or two more of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Greensleeves understands that the evil wizards have found one another thanks to the stone brain, so she intends to discover every secret of the artifact. She dons the silly brain helmet and finds out that its ultimate secret is buried somewhere in the ruins of the College of Latnam, in the long-lost isle of, believe it or not, Latnam.
Whoa.
The same night, Cheney's shade passes in the afterlife. How? She wasn't even dead. She was purgatory trapped. The same night, Cheney's shade passes in the afterlife after reminding Greensleeves once more of the final sacrifice. We get a ticket to a publisher. You're yapping.
That's funny. I have to say, the shade piece reminds me just of Hollow Knight. That's just my one
That's it.
reference to something this show. Yeah, because if you die, you have to go find your shade. Have you
Is
ever
that like
played?
your body?
Yeah, like have you ever played like Bloodborne or
And
anything?
it happens in Diablo. If you die, you got to go get your body to get
Yeah,
all
you
your
have to go
stuff.
get like your stuff. Yeah, so it's your shade, and he attacks you.
Yeah,
You have to win. Yeah.
oh yeah, no, not in that. In Diablo, if you die enough, though, your body drops everything that you're holding.
Ooh,
Back in the day, I'm pretty sure they patched that eventually, but man, I love Diablo 2.
I know you love Diablo too.
Great game.
You like games that came out like many years ago.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
Not much for new games. We talked about that earlier today. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Knowing that the Hurloon Minotaurs, being collectors of stories and legends, must know where lies the Isle of Latnam, Greensleeves, Gull, and a small party travels to the Hurloon Mountains. After days of telling stories and waiting, the Minotaurs find Greensleeves' crusade worthy and reveal the location of Latnam, which they could find out something about the Stone Brain.
Nice.
Yeah, I would like that and stuff. That's a good way to judge if I'm story. I just have to, or worthy, is my cause worthy? Let me tell you a few stories and you tell me.
Yeah. I'll tell you my stories and you tell me if it's fake or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. The party teleports to Latnam, which is a tropical island surrounded by scrub forest. Ooh. And a poisonous glass desert. All right, take it back. What the heck is poisoned glass? Is it just glass on the ground?
Glass on the ground is poison.
Yeah, seriously. And that's where the college once stood. The army is quickly attacked by the Dueler Angels. All right, Dueler Angels and the Merfolk of the Copper Conch. This sounds like a weird gang or a band. Dueler Angels and the Merfolk of the Copper Conch. After a fight, Greensleeves communicates with the Angels and the Merfolk who have been tasked by the sages to be guardians of Latnam, and she befriends them. All right. All right.
You
I
like a
some
good friend
buddies.
story, yeah?
I do like a good friend story. She's not so bad.
You get it.
Yeah. She killed some of her friends off, so she has to make room for new ones. The rest of the army is surrounded and the excavation is started. After unraveling a dragon engine and other traps, a tunnel is found. Ooh. However, the rest of the college has collapsed and it is now underwater.
Fair.
That's a bummer for this college.
Right?
Yeah.
The merfolk brings Greensleeves to the Lords of Atlantis, who carries the druid to the underwater portion of the college, where Greensleeves finds the skull of a sage, to which she asks the secret of the stone brain. How do you ask a skull a secret?
You
Right.
whisper nicely.
True. Yeah. When the girl, you're just waiting for a punchline. There isn't one. It was a genuine question.
Yeah.
When the girl returns to the camp, she finds out that they have been discovered by Towser and the other wizards who are attacking their army. These guys don't stop.
They're on a mission.
In fairness, she has been on a 3-year enslaving them crusade.
Yeah. She's been making them all a little silly. They don't like it.
Yeah. Sillied their brains up a bit.
Yeah, silly nights. So
It seems really quickly. It seems like a not well thought out artifact because, like, if it doesn't like just perma silly their brains,
Yep.
then
And you only have one.
yeah,
I guess you're silly for the day.
yeah, but that's what I mean. And then I just like take it off, and I'm like, it's all right. It's no longer convenient for that one person to be silly. You have to know that they're gonna be upset about it.
Yeah. You made me stupid.
Like, you know what I mean? If somebody like came and just like put a helmet with metal prongs onto my head or something and just scrambled my brain for a day or two, I'd probably be pretty angry the next time I saw them.
Yeah, if someone like came up to me and like hit me in the head with anything,
might I seek vengeance? Sure.
I would. I'd hunt them down.
Right?
I mean, it's jokes. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, it seems like a short-sighted plan to just be like, we're not...
Yeah.
Listen, all right.
I'm kind of going to enslave you for a bit.
So
I'll take it off
cool,
at some
right?
point. Yeah. And then, like, I'll keep tabs of you. Like, I'll teleport you here and be like, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like
Hey,
she's doing.
I know that was crazy, but if I call on you for a favor, you're good, right? And they're like, I guess, so I can
Someone
go,
comes
right?
and kicks you in the leg. And then they're like, hey, are you going to make me like that, like loaf of bread you told me about later? And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Kicked me in the leg.
Yeah, we're not buddies anymore.
No. That would be it.
Right?
Yeah.
After a long battle, the army retreats in the tunnel where Gull has a prophetic dream about his dead family. Go ahead, read.
Oh, however, among them, he doesn't see Sparrowhawk, his long-lost brother, and has a revelation about the warlord's identity. Oh!
First off,
Oh!
his brother's yoked.
Yeah.
His brother's an absolute menace.
Why does his brother hate him? Maybe because he didn't come looking for him. Sparrowhawk, he buff. I thought of Sparrowhawk as like a little baby because a little tiny bird. I guess hawks are big, but Sparrow makes him sound so small.
Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool that the warlord who seems to have a personal grudge is his brother.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, his brother's been hitting the gym.
Grudger. Yeah. He's been gone for a long time. That's all he had to do.
Yeah. What were they feeding him? Only protein?
Protein.
Towser proposes a truce, to which Gull answers, asking for a personal duel between himself and the warlord.
Gull isn't a wizard.
I've got to give my brother hands. No, this is the warlord, not Towser.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was thinking it was saying between him and the wizard.
Hey,
Ooh.
hey, you're described as a guy with a bum knee,
knee.
and this guy's holding a sword as big as his horse.
Yeah, I said he has muscles on muscles. Like this boy, he big, and also your brother, apparently.
True.
When Gull reveals to Keldon that the latter is, in truth, Sparrowhawk, who has been kidnapped and enchanted by Towser to be a war machine, the two brothers reconcile. What? Was it that easy? That's annoying.
Yeah, all you have to do.
My brother, you've been enslaved for many years. Oh, actually?
Yeah, hey, 1v1 me, but also, are you my brother?
Just like a nice like brotherly moment. They just like are hugging in the middle of the battlefield. Everyone's like, all right, someone's going to stab each other, someone in the back at some point.
Bam.
Please.
However, Hakon unleashes a fireball against the two, which are engulfed in flames. Blam. Not much
heck?
of a 1v1.
Yeah. Who's hacking again? Is that one of like
One
the
of the
guys that
early
was
wizards,
silly
yeah.
brained?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. This all causes Greensleeves to go mad with anger and sorrow. That's fair. Yeah. I was going to say something about Jujutsu Kaisen, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's just give it, yeah.
I
Like
won't
Yuji.
No, I was going to say something about the engulfed in flames, but I'm going to not.
Yeah, you get it.
Because
All
it's
right.
pretty new.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Great show, though.
Can I just say like the person?
No, little JJK lore, though, so great.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. So Greensleeve, watching her brothers engulfed in flames and also figuring out one of them is her like little brother, is mad with anger and sorrow. Fair. Making the final sacrifice. Okay. Of her ideal that every life is sacred. Sorry, I thought it said not. And she was just going to genocide everyone. But she blasts Hakon with a bolt, then traps the other wizards in the desert and summons a force of nature. That guy's got fists.
Yeah, big boy.
Yeah. Absorbing the mana of the creature, which is the mana of Latnam and Terracier itself, Greensleeves becomes a godlike being and loses herself. It doesn't sound like she really thinks every life is sacred.
No, it says she abandoned that.
Oh!
The final sacrifice is abandoning the ideal.
Okay. Thought her like final sacrifice had been like, we should stop this. Oh no, okay. Greensleeves becomes a godlike being and loses herself, seeing her friends and family as mere ants compared to her. Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh,
SpaghettiOs. Before she can unleash her overwhelming power and destroy the Isle.
Oh, she was going to do genocide. I was right and then confused myself.
Yeah. But she's brought to senses by Quam and sees that her brothers
Her lover.
Yeah, that's her husband.
He doesn't even
person.
get any like words about him.
And sees that her brothers have survived the fireball.
Oh.
But probably the first thing I'd check, to be honest.
That's fair. Well, no, honestly, if I saw like my brothers engulfed in flames, the first thing I'd probably do is react, not be like, when the fire dies down, oh, they good? Oh, they're okay, actually?
You wouldn't go try put them out or something?
Oh, that's fair. But I would have been like, they're dead already.
Yeah, listen, they're
If
dead.
someone
It's vengeance
if I
time.
saw like,
Hey, we're actually just like mildly burned.
yeah, no, but if I saw like a big like,
Perhaps some aloe vera.
a lot of aloe vera. She's a god. She can probably make that with her hands. Yeah, I would just,
Power of aloe vera.
I would be very mad. I don't think I would check.
That's fair.
I think I would be like, they're dead. I must seek vengeance right now.
Yeah, only hands.
Yeah.
So they've survived the fireball thanks to the enchanted might of Sparrowhawk.
Oh, let's go.
Greensleeves decides to pour all of her mana into the Isle of Latnam, curing the land of the poison and transforming the desert into a verdant forest, thus sacrificing her planeswalker powers. A different final sacrifice.
Interesting. What? I don't understand like what the point is though.
Okay, so the force of nature, beginning of your upkeep, force of nature deals 8 damage unless you pay 4. So it absorbs mana. That's the point of the card. The flavor of the card is that it constantly is draining mana.
Okay.
Kind of thing, right? So it says, in the aftermath of the Battle of Latnam, the surviving evil wizards, stripped of their mana by the force of nature, are brought before the druid, who, using the secret helmet revealed to her by the skull, this is definitely a fever dream.
Yeah. What's going on?
Using the secret of the helmet revealed to her by the skull, uses the stone brain to strip Towser of his magic.
She's schizophrenic. Yeah, I met this lady in a cave, and she just like her shade haunts me and tells me about the final. I was going to say
I
final
have to make the
solution.
final
That is not
sacrifice,
right.
but don't worry, this skull that I found in the
Yeah,
ground.
it told me the secrets.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Hey,
You're
crazy. Hey, Greensleeves, is everything okay at home?
Yeah. She's like, yeah.
I'm a god and you're all ants to me.
Yeah.
Listen, did you take your pills today?
I asked this in the nicest way possible. Are you good?
That's just the
Yeah.
color of her outfit. This is all a dream. She's not psych ward.
Oh my gosh.
I am Greensleeves.
Yeah. Okay. Make sure you show me under your tongue that you swallowed your pills.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Where are we at here?
They stripped Towser of his magic.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we are.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were asking for you.
No, you take it away,
Oh,
please.
all right. Seeing how the punishment has caused Towser to run away, screaming madly, fair. If I had a bunch of power and then someone was like, mere mortal, I would be upset, for sure. Especially since last time we said we would both be evil. I would be like, what the heck? I was making money, like my hustle. So Gull finds a solution too drastic and cruel. Oh, that's kind of nice.
Didn't they just kill a bunch of your buddies?
Yeah, what the heck?
Didn't you spend the last 3 years training this army that they just kept ambushing and killing? And didn't they just hit you in the, like, I'm in the middle of a heartfelt reunion with my brother and I get hit with a fireball?
Yeah.
Listen.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We don't want to deal with this anymore.
Listen, we don't want to take their magic
Yeah.
away.
That's so mean.
That would be, just think of the children.
Yeah.
Goals the dim-witted one.
Yeah, seriously. He's too nice. At this point, Greensleeves being like, we should kill everyone makes more sense than him being like,
She's not even killing. She's just being like, again, if I'm like, she's taking the route of like, she caught these wizards drunk driving.
yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to take their license and car away. Now they can't drunk drive anymore. And he's like, well, let's not be
then
too
they can't
hasty.
get places.
It's too mean.
Yeah.
What do they need to make a fireball?
Yeah. How are they going to get to the places to drink?
Yeah, how are they going to get to the bar if they don't have, right? Like, it's just leaving the evil wizards that, again, killed your village and your parents. First off,
Right. And you thought killed your brother.
these are directly the people that did kill his parents
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
and his village, everyone he grew up with. And he's like, well, let's not be hasty.
I feel like Gull is all about wanting second chances, though. He was caught sleeping with Noreen. But he and Lily were not dating at that point. Still.
What kind of second chances this guy getting?
Yeah, exactly right.
right.
So Gull, he finds a situation, as we said, too drastic and cruel. He decides to let the other wizards retain their magic. Oh, okay. But only for doing good. That's like me telling someone who's drunk driving, like, make sure you don't drink and you get to keep your car license. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go drink.
Hey, I'm gonna do good this time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Greensleeves keeps to herself the last secret of the stone brain. its ability to give magic to anyone,
What?
thinking that a similar power is sure to cause another war for control over it.
That's fair.
In the end, the wizards all pledge obedience to Greensleeves, who's declared the High Wizard of the Domains by her followers.
She sounds like a threat. She sounds like a real problem.
Yeah.
Also, okay, so the stone bright makes you silly, but it can also, if you put it on, give people magic.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Oh, I like this book cover. Well, now we know that it's the big boy
Yeah, that's
Sparrowhawk.
Sparrowhawk.
That's dope.
Sparrowhawk's got a dope helmet.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on. He's got a huge sword. His calves are crazy.
Sparrowhawk's been hitting the gym for sure.
Yeah. The book cover looks cooler than the card.
Yeah,
Sorry, card.
That's even what it says there. It says on the cover he looks slightly more realistic.
Yeah.
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 Pretty cool.
He's pointing. He's like, you. Looks like he's ready to fight. For sure.
Where are we looking here? The most powerful force in the domains, according to this book.
That's the force of nature.
Yeah. Take us away with some of the review. Like I said, I really like reading some of the review stuff because it points out some really easily. Some of this again, it'll be in the comments.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's scrolling. Sorry.
Yeah. A lot going on. It's okay. So the stuff you can say from the previous two novels, it applies here as well. And the reviewer says that they'll keep it short so we can get onto the continuity stuff I've been saving for the past 3 weeks. So the characterization, it's pretty good. There are still plenty of fun references to the whole slew of cards. There's some cute scenes and some good atmosphere building. That's nice. We didn't get to really see that, but obviously reading the synopsis is not going to be like Lily and Gull hug before the fight or something. Shattered Chains they think is the best of the 3 books, and it's still well worth a look.
So like interesting enough, like the way that they're portraying these planeswalkers in the beginning is that like magic is powerful and awful. It leads people to do a lot of bad things, and generally speaking, it's a power people shouldn't have, and they've got to give it up. Greensleeves gives up the power of planeswalking to be able to end the war.
Doesn't Garth have to like try to give up his powers multiple times to keep his wife and
Yeah.
kid? And then he leaves.
Garth has to stop going for cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greensleeves gave it up for ending the Dominaria War and reviving the island. Garth is just, I guess.
He's like, fine, don't leave me, please.
Yeah, all right. I'm sorry. What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to kidnap the baby again?
Yeah. Come on. It can only, if that's a crazy coincidence.
Yeah, there's only one thing that should have been done better, and it's the secret of the Keldon warlord's identity. Bringing in a mysterious villain and revealing he has a connection to the hero is an ancient trope, but I can forgive it if it's executed well.
Fair.
But the surprise is ruined by the fact that after mentioning Sparrowhawks only once in Shattered Chains and twice in Whispering Wood, suddenly Gull and Greensleeves keep bringing him up in every other chapter.
That's
Gee, I wonder who this mysterious warlord is. Surely he wouldn't be the missing brother, although we did say in the beginning that we didn't know.
Yeah, that is true. But like, if you go from like mentioning him a few times and then it's like, I talked about this with you like the other day, just when we were watching a show or whatever. And it's the whole, if you introduce something in the first act, like if you want to bring something out in the last act, you have to introduce it in the first act. If this person has a lighter in their pocket.
Yeah, you need to foreshadow it.
Yeah,
right?
you can't just be like, oh, I have a lighter in my pocket in like the very last act when he needs it.
Otherwise, it's just like an ass pull kind of thing, right? It's like, you said it really well that it's like when you're playing a kid and it's like, I shot you, and it's like, no, I had a bulletproof vest on.
Yeah. I shot through your bulletproof vest. Well, I actually had like a lining of armor underneath.
Yeah, I
like,
hit you with my sword. I'm actually wearing armor, and swords can't go through this armor.
Yeah. Actually, I have the divine protection of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on my side.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I have anti-magic armor, and there's no way that your fireball would have actually damaged me. So, and you're like, you never said you're wearing it. It's actually invisible.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's. I
thought you knew.
I don't like the last minute like pulls of that kind of stuff, right?
So if they mention him like once in the first book and a few times in the second book, it would make sense. And it's like it's kind of still in the reader's mind that they have a brother. If they mention it again like a few times in the book, then it would make sense. And like again especially with Gull having the dream about his dead relatives.
Well, no, but I think that's what they're getting.
Oh, right.
At,
that's when he figured out it was Sparrowhawk. But yeah, if they didn't.
No, I think he realized Sparrowhawk's alive, and then in the duel he finds out that they're alive. Probably recognizes something on him.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, just mentioning like a few times, if you've already obviously like tried to insinuate for the first few books, I don't think you need to go absolutely crazy with mentioning it. But so that makes sense.
Yeah. The cover art is like pretty cool and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it is like a nice little reunion there.
It doesn't look like a nice reunion. Looks like he's like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, but it's still a family reunion, you know?
Yeah.
Whose family reunion isn't like that?
Everyone. Hopefully. So there are some odd choices, like how the entire story is told through Greensleeve's point of view until almost the end when Gull is suddenly brought back as a viewpoint character. But there are no real deal breakers. It's a fun book and a good capstone to our first trilogy. I think this is probably either my first or second favorite of this. The first one was like kind of a setup.
Yeah.
I really liked the second from what we heard. But this one also seems really dope. So those kind of tied for first.
I like this one, and it's kind of wraps it up in a nice thing where Greensleeves can take and give magic and stuff is still pretty interesting, especially with the like ability, like giving up the planeswalking. She's still a pretty powerful wizard if she can silly brain people at will.
Yeah.
And give them magic if she wants to. Like she can make an army of wizards if she wanted now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and just I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on. It sounds like they've had like a few years. Like she's married and Gull and Lily have like kids already, so they're trying to make it not too bad. Have a nice little time.
Sparrowhawk was just kind of driven mad.
Yeah, he was captured for many years. That's fine. That's cool. He's back.
Yeah. So it says there's a mention of a coral helm found in the sea. I only mention it in the past since there's some confusion with the stone brain being thought of as a coral helm. They're different artifacts. The brain just looked a bit corally back in the first book when it was thought to be the mana vault, but the coral helm is a different artifact.
That's cool. It looks like a coral harp, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's dope. That's dope.
The effect of it's 3 manas, 3 mana. Give target creature 2/2 until end of turn. Each time you use this ability, you must discard a card at random. Can't be used if you have no cards in hand. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. The detour to Herloon is a bit gratuitous. Clearly just to showcase Wizard of the Coast mascot at the time. Still, it's quite fun. The Herloon are depicted as wise and mysterious, always telling stories. They first wish to know Greensleeve's entire family history before she can talk about the problem at hand, which reminds me a lot of the Entmoot from The Lord of the Rings.
I like the Ent.
They all have double names, so while their real names are Skywatcher, Thundersong, Snowbeast, and Moonbeam, they have different nicknames like Little Flower Eater, Bean Nudger.
What the heck? Yeah. These are horrible nicknames.
Yeah, Bean Nudger doesn't sound like an appropriate nickname.
It doesn't. I was just like already I thought you were going to end at Little Flower.
Sleeps by day and drops 6 sticks. I love the Minotaur naming that they have as well. Like Firesong and Sunspeaker is like one of my favorite decks that they make. And that's just such cool names. Firesong and Sunspeaker is baller names.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then it's dropped 6 sticks, which sounds like I'm trying to do a tongue twister.
Well, but like if you look at like Thundersong, Snowbeast, and Moonbeam, Thundersong as well. If Firesong and Sunspeaker is a card, then Thundersong would be like a cool Minotaur to eventually see in the series as well.
Those are just really cool names.
Snowbeast and Moonbeam would be like a really cool creature set on a card like as well. Like that. Yeah. That's like it reminds me of the Firesong and I'll pull Firesong and Sunspeaker up so you can at least see it. I'm sure everyone else has seen it. It was a promo card for a while.
Okay, cool.
Firesong and Sunspeaker, but like they're always like just like depicted as like buddies who are together. Like
look at them. Yeah, that's awesome.
That could be us. But
that is playing. Us. I'm not playing.
Oh,
that is us.
Yeah, so I assume Snowbeast and Moonbeam would be the same. You'd be Snowbeast. Did Moonbeam.
No, I get Moonbeam, just because you want it.
No.
I get so cold so easy. You're the Snow Beast.
True. I mentioned this specifically because in the Shadow Mage comic we'll be introduced to a Herloon called Sings Two Ways, who's later to actually be named Yusimone.
Yeah, maybe.
Since we often think of pre-revisionist continuity as a whole bunch of conflicting stories, I thought it's worth noting that here there's actually some really tight continuity.
Ooh, let's go. That's awesome. Well, now we get to look forward to Isumoni. Isumoni?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sings the way, 2-way or something. The similarities between the Stone Brain and Mindslaver have been noted in the past. Goodness. Which is surprising since Mindslaver was printed 8 years after Final Sacrifice. Even more surprising is the fact that Greensleeves, in her powered-up state, manages to unsummon half a dozen creatures at once, even though Aethergale wouldn't be printed for 19 years after Final Sacrifice. Interesting. So it's saying like cards that like didn't exist yet and stuff were being like, they're like, oh, that's what the Stone Brain is or whatever.
Well, kind of reference, but like Aethergale was like, it's like a return all attacking creatures, right? So
okay, yeah.
And it's like, oh, Greensleeves was able to do that so fast.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, there's a reference to Acclaim Comics on page 72. There's a discussion of the maps made by librarians working for the army. To the north lies Icehaven. To the west, archipelagos, I don't know,
I think that's what it is. That's how.
called the Spice Islands. To the east, Stonehaven, after the looming mountains along its shore. The timeline in the 4th edition Player's Guide also called the land of the comic Stonehavens. But as we'll see as we get into it, Stonehaven is actually just the west coast island of the Corondor.
Is there comics for this?
Yep.
What?
There's lots. There's a lot of stuff.
Whoa, that's crazy. Can I tell you the worst comic book I ever read?
Sure.
It was The Hobbit. That's just not really a book that's supposed to be made into like a comic. I found pretty bland. I'd rather just read the book. But yeah, I just like the Gollum scene. So I was like, oh, it'll be interesting. And it was not.
Okay, we got a lot going on here. Okay,
Sheesh.
take us away here.
The continuity debate that we've been building to for these books. There's a minor problem. You know how we say the multiverse rather than
Dominaria, yeah. Dominia?
Domina
Okay.
to avoid confusion between Domina and Dominaria. Well, the trilogy adds an additional wrinkle to that by seemingly using the domains instead of both Dominaria and the domains. Interesting. So when leaving Phyrexia, Greensleeves thinks the following. She pictured the route, how far they'd come, and gasped aloud at the distance. They'd traversed a substantial part of the domains, for she could see far-off boundaries from the worlds ran out. Interesting. So the domains is the multiverse, but then on page 118 of Final Sacrifice, there's a mention of the 2 moons of the domains. When she ascends, she goes, this land, these domains she saw, were but a single plane in an infinite number of planes. There was so much more than even her enhanced mind couldn't encompass it all. There's a lot going on, apparently.
And yes, Greensleeves ascends in the Final Sacrifice, even though she'd already traveled to Phyrexia before. First, let's try to untangle the domains Dominaria, Dominia thing. Or actually, let's just agree to ignore it. There's clearly 2 different meanings to the domains in use here, which can't really be united. Pete Venters in the Duelist 16, we'll get to that eventually, gave us the explanation that would stay in continuity. Dominia is the multiverse. Dominaria is the plane. The domains are one continent on Dominaria. Greensleeves must not have paid much attention when Cheney explained all of
What
that.
the heck? That's a lot going on. Okay.
Yeah, so this is like part of the... I'll put up this...
Map?
Yeah, this map of it too.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You know what? I'll put... Give me 1 second here. I'll put this map up for 1 moment. Where is my... I should be able to see it here. We'll see in the video. There we go. I'm hoping this is it. Let me see. Yeah, we'll see. Map might be there. Might not be there. But yeah, now back to the last screen.
We're trying.
Yeah. Back to the last screen. Yeah, so a very cool map. I will put it up on the Instagram too.
That is a cool map.
Yeah. The second problem, the Sages of Latinam. We already discussed last week that much of the information we get here can be disregarded since it's old stories told by a few people a millennia after the fact.
True.
But in Final Sacrifice, we actually get to see a vision of their destruction, which involves clear descriptions of Triskelions and Ornithopters, which are like big artifact creatures. But in the vision, we also see a tower made of ivory cracked and burned. The Ivory Towers, as we'll see in the Brothers' War, were actually made from Teresia City, which was destroyed by Mishra. So perhaps the helmet was created there. The Sages of Latinam were part of an alliance that met in Teresia City. Then again, Greensleeves and co. dig up a dragon engine. So perhaps the College of Latinam was destroyed by the brothers only to be rebuilt elsewhere.
This is so much information for my brain.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on at this point.
The rebuilt school could have turned into the City of Shadows and the School of the Unseen. Or did the sages stay in one place, as was the ruination seen in the story, and the result at the end of the School of the Unseen befell in alliances? But then how to explain the dragon engine? If you want to read more on that right now.
Like, I understand what they're doing, but it's
Are
like
you having a
Charlie.
stroke?
It's like Charlie and It's Always Sunny in
Yeah.
Philadelphia with his screen. He's like, there's no Pepe Sylvia. Like, I've been looking for Pepe Sylvia. I have boxes of Pepe.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, the dragon engine, I get it.
Yeah, everyone's looking for their mail.
It's all I've been talking about.
That's a great show. So perhaps the College of Latinam was destroyed by the brothers, only to be rebuilt. If you want to read more of that, this is a big thread. I'll link to that one as well. For now, I'll make a note on how Latinam, City Shadow School, is unseen is portrayed in various sources. And a few months' time, when we get there, we get there.
Okay.
Ruins of Latinam, still pretty powerful.
That thing
now
looks
for
like
the
it's
big one.
underground in someone's like intestines.
That's Manacrypt. That's a very expensive one.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, now for the big one, the depiction of planeswalkers. Let's start with some good news. The problem is not as big as it's been made in the fandom. On MTG
Okay.
Salvation's wiki, we have a whole list of planeswalkers, which include a special selection in Walkers in this trilogy, which lists every mage mentioned in these books,
Oh my
is
gosh.
headed thus. The following characters were called Planeswalkers in the Greensleeves, but since the books were released before the power level of Planeswalkers was clearly established, they were written more like mages who could Planeswalk rather than actual Planeswalkers.
Because they could just like learn or like gain power
Well,
to do it, and then other people, it was like your family died, and now you're like, raw, and now you have the power.
Yeah, you get
because-
it.
Yeah,
You're putting it together.
I'm understanding. I'm learning. We've done this for 4 books. I'm getting it.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
So the Planeswalkers were like gods, right? That's kind of the problem, is that these like gods could create their own planes, and Greensleeves struggling against a few just wizards not of that level
Yeah.
doesn't like power scale her to Planeswalker,
Yeah.
right?
Like she should just be like snap her fingers Thanos style and they disappear.
Yeah, they were like very, very strong.
Okay.
Yeah. So please take it away.
Okay. It's not technically true, which is a bit embarrassing to say, since the reviewer was the one who wrote that all the way back in 2006. Oops.
No, she was. Or
Yeah.
this person was.
Yeah, the reviewer. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
By then, it had actually been generally accepted that it was true. And at the time, I didn't reread all the novels to check. I think I just copied that part on the list from an earlier list of Planeswalkers from Phyrexia.com. Look at me shifting the blame. That's funny. A closer reading of the 3 books paints a different picture, though. Yes, Cheney talks about planeswalking as if it's something any wizard can learn, and that doesn't mean every wizard does so. The only person we see planeswalking is Greensleeves. The only one who mentioned having planeswalked in the past are Cheney and Dacian the Red. Dacian? One of them. Oh, and there is
Shut another word with them.
yeah, Chudachinowith, who didn't appear on the Phyrexia.com list, but who must have planeswalked in from Wales. That's funny. Who believes her research into eternal life means she had moved beyond everything, beyond magic and planeswalking. All the other wizards, they never mention that they know planeswalking exists. When Greensleeves hulks out in the climax of the book, Towser, Carly, and Fabia try to teleport away, but the other wizards present, they don't even know how to teleport. Okay. With that in mind, we can scratch most of the wizards from the list, no problem. Considering how easily they die, we can ignore Chudda What Now What and Dacian. Yes, the later 2 make reference to planeswalking, but the first one dies from a heart attack after having gone senile.
Mood.
Fair. And the second one becomes an alcoholic and falls to her death after a flying spell fails.
Mood.
Yeah. That does not line up with any portrayal of planeswalkers in the slightest. I'm not even talking about their depictions in revisionist sources, but in this very novel, Greensleeves is depicted as godlike after her ascension, which brings me to the interesting point, the inconsistencies in the portrayal of planeswalkers in the first 4 Harper Prism novels.
Okay. The whole backstory of Kuthmon from Marina revolves around how extending your life can only go so far, but becoming a planeswalker allows you to go beyond the limit of mortal mages. Remember how we described...
I'm just going to say that there is an edit from the future.
No,
above
I
this.
skipped all that part. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember how he's described as no longer having a physical body? That's why I feel like I can dismiss Dacian and Shunda Yo so easily. That's really funny. Clayton Emery clearly knows about Kuthmon. He references him in a godlike as godlike in Whispering Woods, so perhaps he intended Dacian and Chun-Li to be bragging. That's really funny. Cheney also dies of old age, but I can't believe she's really a planeswalker. She's an archdruid after all, and giving up your godhood and returning to the circle of life sounds a very green thing to do. Cycle of life. Now the real conundrum. Greensleeve's character clearly becomes godlike, like Kuthmon at the end of Final Sacrifice. But if that's her ascending to walkerhood, then how on Dominaria could she planeswalk to Phyrexia in Shattered Chains? Sort of makes sense if you accept the explanation of planeswalking is just another thing wizards can learn. In that case, maybe I'm reading too much into the ascension scene. Maybe the idea wasn't she became a planeswalker, maybe she just became godlike because of her link with the force of nature. Then again, looking back to Kuthmon or forward, for example, to the ascension of Jaya, the scene reads exactly like the ignition of a spark, and our main concern is making the continuity fit if we have to change or reinterpret things, right?
That's
so how
fair.
did she planeswalk if she was like ignited?
Yeah, I was
because
supposed
that
to say.
does seem like a planeswalker spark igniting with the rage.
Well, yeah, your brothers died in front of you.
Or did they?
But they didn't. But
You should have checked, yeah.
yeah. No, again, I would have been mad.
That's
Sorry, if I saw my brothers die, I got godlike powers, I probably wouldn't be like, time to check to see if they're alive. I'd probably be like, I'm going to kill everyone. That was not very nice that they killed my brothers. So how in the name of the 9 hells did she end up in the 9 hells of Phyrexia? We have seen or formed the perspective of the blog, Mortal Mages open portals to Phyrexia.
Yeah, don't do. You're getting the glare for fidgeting. Yeah,
I'm getting the
you're getting
fidgets.
the end of the episode.
Yep, I feel it.
Jeebs.
Yep. Perhaps Yawgmoth's preparations for the invasion have moved Phyrexia closer to Dominaria, making it easier to cross over, or perhaps the demon gremlin things that stole the stone brain left a trace or a wee spot in the planar walls when they hopped back to Phyrexia, presumably by using a Phyrexian portal themselves, and then Greensleeves could open it. Or perhaps much of the information we have about planeswalking, the 4 levels of the Conjuring being the opposite of summoning, come from Cheney. But didn't I conclude in last week's review that she had a sinister manipulative streak? True. Let us analyze what she's actually doing. First, she forces Greensleeves to come to her and ages her without her consent, showing she's not above manipulating people. She tells Greensleeves about having given up planeswalking, perhaps subtly suggesting that giving up power is the correct natural way of doing things. When the stone brain is stolen, she just happens to have a Nova Pentacle lying about that will have Greensleeves retain her sanity while walking. Had she given that thing earlier, things might have been different, but by waiting till this moment, Cheney has made sure that Greensleeves first experienced planeswalking, there we go.
You get there.
Figuring it out, is going to Phyrexia, the most traumatizing plane of all. Fair. Finally, her shade keeps pushing Greensleeves to make the final sacrifice. The young druid interprets this as various moments as sacrificing her life for her morals. But what does she sacrifice in the end? Planeswalkerhood. Okay.
So what if it was Cheney's plan all along? What if all she did was to manipulate Greensleeves into giving up powers to save Latnam? All the false information about planeswalkers, feeding her dislike of wizards, telling deliberately cryptic stories about the sages that would mean Greensleeves would go to the island to discover further secrets. Maybe Cheney had figured out it would take a sacrifice of a spark to cure Latnam, but she had already forsaken hers, so she needed to trick another nature-loving planeswalker to give up theirs.
Okay.
Or maybe she didn't want to give up her own spark. Maybe it was Cheney who transported Greensleeves to Phyrexia. Maybe she just faked her death as another subtle way to get Greensleeves to think badly about planeswalking and more positively about accepting mortality. She even faked coming back as a shade to paint a pretty picture of the afterlife. It's probably not what Clayton Emery intended, but still, it explains the faulty information about planeswalking and the plot hole about Greensleeves' ascension and her having traveled to Phyrexia early. And it explains Cheney's sinister introduction. It explains the inconsistencies between the portal of Kuthamon and the planeswalkers in the 3 books. Maybe they can explain what a run-on sentence is. Personally, I quite like the theory. Do any of you, or am I just acting like a lunatic now? I really like this reviewer's go over it. Who is this reviewer? I should find out. They don't even sign it.
No, they did. They did.
Where? Am I bad at reading?
Yep. Squirtle. No, squirrel, but like Squirtle without a T. How's that?
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Well.
SQUIRLE.
Yeah, like I said, it'll be linked. I find that they're really, really good reviews in general.
Yeah,
but
I like what they're saying there. Maybe she was just trying to get. She was like, I've already given up my powers.
Yeah, and I want to say maybe she was one of the sages of Latnam all along.
Maybe she was good. Oh. Yeah. I was crapping on her pretty bad.
Who knows? And no, she seems kind of still not great.
Yeah.
Some Martyrs of Corliss join up with Gull's army, so some minor things. The book keeps saying stuff like, they fight in the name of Corliss, whoever that is. Corliss was the kingdom of Carius during the Brothers' War, and the Martyrs actually play a role in that story as well. So presumably the legend of those original Martyrs spread around Dominaria in the 4,000 years since the war, and new organizations is named after them. Drago turns up and is sent to the Abyss by Greensleeves. He'll later turn up in the Legend cycle, but he's some sort of elemental demon monster thing. I see him actually surviving in the Abyss, not being a problem.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Old scorpion hands there.
Yeah.
Later stories will try to remove the real word reference in the name of Lord
Real world.
Atlantis. A real world, sorry. Reading's hard. By saying Atlantis is a bastardization of Elton She's a Voidian colony. But in this story, an actual Lord of Atlantis turns up who's a gigantic sea god elemental rather than a merfolk. Of course, Lord of Atlantis wouldn't be errated into a merfolk until 2007. But perhaps this elemental just dropped in to introduce himself with a name since he thought it would be most familiar.
Interesting. That's fair. So finally, when does this all happen? We established the Harper Prism books happened about 4,000 years after the Brothers' War, but the first 4 we can date to the year thanks to Brady Dommermuth. The first 4 we can date to the year thanks to Brady Dommermuth. Okay. In the thread linked on Latnam, he posts some entries of the Encyclopedia Dominia made by Pete Venters. And what do we find in the Latnam entry? Even when Greensleeves turned the land back into the lush paradise in 4077, the war beasts still sit and wait in dormancy. Okay, so the final sacrifice happens in 4077, and from that we can calculate quite a bit more. Quam and Greensleeves have been lovers for 3 years in final sacrifice, which places Shattered Chains in 4074. And since that's if they like just got together, and she didn't like just hang out for a few
but
years.
it was 3 years from the last book, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Since Greensleeves goes from 16 at the start of Whispering Woods to 17 at the start of Shattered Chains, and then goes from 17 to 43
yeah,
in
right.
that book. Yeah.
Gets aged up.
Yeah. Whispering Woods happens in 4073. Okay. Furthermore, in Shattered Chains, Noreen mentions that Garth caused the upheavals in Estark 5 years ago, and their son is 2 years old. This matches perfectly with the epilogue of Arena. In the scene, Noreen is pregnant, and Hammond mentions having grieved for 3 years. All right, so Arena happens in 4069, and its epilogue in 4072. From that, we can calculate that the fall of House Ortel happened in 4049. And since the festival in Arena is the 998, we can assume that it never skipped a year. The first festival then happened in 3071. The last date is stretching credibility a bit, but still, I don't think they've missed it. They like this thing.
Yeah.
They like trying to get magic from the people or whatever.
Yeah, so it allows us to place Estark and Kuthmon taking up the role of the Grand Master at around 3070. This is actually sort of becomes significant because we get to talk about the timeline in Leshrac and Taser way later on. There's just one problem regarding the timeline, and that involves some stray references to some legendary creatures. Characters like Barktooth Warbeard, Ragnar, and Zira Arian are mentioned in Swears of Battlecries, and during the excavation of Lat Nam, mosaics are unearthed that show Marholt, presumably Elsdragon. But these characters turn up in the Legends 2 cycle. The writer of the cycle, Scott McGuth, had intended for it to take place around the time of Mirage, a good century after 4077.
Interesting.
Yeah, I won't let it influence the placement of Garth and Greensleeves on the timeline. For one, we can actually move these books after Legends. One, since Legends 2 happens to be before Invasion. Just like the presence of Phyrexia, make sure these stories must take place before the invasion, as there simply isn't enough time between Legends and Invasion for its characters to become swear words half a continent away.
Okay, so it's saying it's like Voldemort, don't speak his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anything, I'd rather move Legends 2 than Greensleeves book. Where I actually get to the Legends 2, I'll look into it. But yeah, final thought. Here's a question. What happens? We never see Greensleeves or her army again, but surely the future adventures of a powerful wizard leading an army against other wizards must have made a big impact on it. If anyone's still looking for a good subject, there's a pretty big dangling plot thread. Yeah.
There you go.
So it's a good spot to write. So a little fan fiction, a little Greensleeves fanfic.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that this was just overall like a pretty good book.
Yeah. I feel like there was like a lot going on, but I feel like it wrapped up pretty nicely. They found their long lost brother. Greensleeves decided to just wreck, but she decided to try to almost wreck everyone, but then also made the land nice and lush.
Yeah.
Sounds like a nice end cap to the book.
Gives a little, takes a little, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it seems to fit in. I did really enjoy finding out where those things fit. So like basically like their version of like a BC AD kind of thing seems to be the cataclysm of the Brothers' War.
Yeah, that seems cool.
Yeah, right? So this being 4,000 years after that, and then them still finding some of these like war machines in like destroyed places, like because it does say that this is poison glass, right?
Yeah.
And in Brothers' War, like you don't know this part of the lore yet, but like it's the Brothers' Wars ended with like a giant explosion from like a thing called the Silex. So like it's like they probably Urza probably glassed the continent. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah, Urza's pretty bad.
Okay,
as a
I
person.
have to say one thing. Screw Lily. You don't get any time in any of these reviews. You suck. Like it's just this poor girl.
No. They don't even give like the
They're like she has 2 kids. They're married.
yeah.
That's literally all about Lily.
I'm sure if we looked enough, there'd be like the ability for me to see like more backstory on her kids than her real name.
That's funny. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What are their 2 kids? One is Joseph, and he loves to bike ride when his parents aren't at war. Like it's just like more than they would ever get. More than Lily.
Those kids are in school and they're like, "Don't make me call your mom." And they're like, "I don't even know her name.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
calling anyone."
Yeah, who are you gonna call? Tell me.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna get trapped doing that. But yeah,
Not stuck in your head.
it is. I'm afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah, that's I think that's a good spot to end for now.
I think in the first book I was like, when are we going to see Sparrowhawk again? Because they did mention it, and I was like, oh, where is he? Tell me.
Where is he?
Where is he?
Yeah, but no, it's I think that's like a nice like wrap up. It would have been nice to hear a little more about the story of like the family reunion thing, but again, they've got to wrap it up. They don't have outro.
Yeah,
time.
it's also a synopsis that we read from. Like, it's not.
Yeah, we don't have the time to sadly read like 100 books. Not yet. Not yet.
Audiobooks.
Not if we ever want to
Let's
get to
go.
the other lore you want to talk about.
Okay. I'm ready.
Kaylin.
We're reading this, and I was like, I could like definitely do like Warriors lore, my cat books, my childhood cat books.
Probably.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I
There's a lot of.
I was talking to Brady about like
almonds.
Redwall and Forgotten Realms too. Those would be great ones. Forgotten Realms are phenomenal.
You told me about it, and it
I'm gonna
seems very
Make
interesting.
you read all those ones. No synopsis for you.
No.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But yeah, that's we'll end there. Kaylin, please, our outro music.
Yes. Thanks for joining. Check us out on all of the things. I'm saying thanks for listening. Rate us well. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for getting to the end of the episode. Like, share, subscribe. It does really help out. Thank you. Give us a review. 5 stars does help people enjoy it. And yeah, let's go out with the end of Kaylin. Just please. Okay, I'm ending. We got to get outro music.
That wasn't perfect.
Bye.